You are listening to the Milan Weekly Podcast, the English voice of Radio Rossonera and Milan fans all over the world.
La formazione delle ecco la fascia di capitano con il numero 13.
Donnarumma at the double, sensational from him. Rafael Leao produces a moment of utter magic.
Teo Hernandez al volo! Teo Hernandez! Ancora lui! Una meraviglia!
Ibrahimovic! Zlatan Ibrahimovic! Fuori classe assoluto!
You see, Steve, like as soon as it hits the countdown and we're not on, everybody starts stressing in the comments. They're like, where are they? Where are they?
Okay.
Guys, we're having a board of director meetings. There's two directors in this meeting. We're having a meeting. A little late. Buonasera tutti. What's happening, Stevie P?
What's happening? It seems like in the chat, everybody is really happy tonight. Let's get it on.
So you know what? Let's get it out of the way right away. Cari amici sportivi, welcome yet to another edition of the Milan Weekly Podcast. Here where we talk everything Milan. Krunic and Dalot, really? Like they really scored? Milan? And happy Women's International Day, Milan. And we're not professionals.
Nor do we pretend to be.
And on that note, happy International Women's Day to all the women in our lives, Stevie P, to Nonna Vera, to my mom, La Nonna, my sister, everybody, are the president, the first ladies of all these Milan clubs, but to all the ladies listening to us, all of these part of our lives. Happy International Women's Day, Stevie P.
Happy International Women's Day to everybody. Also, our Milan's women team. If you ladies are listening, we love you here from Montreal. Caribaci, kisses from Montreal.
Because they need it after that game there this weekend, eh? Yeah. Gentlemen, on a little side note, we like to make an announcement, Steve. I think it's big news. Big news. He has only himself to be blamed for this new position of his. But to Sonny, you've been officially made. Steve, what's his title at Milan Weekly Podcast? He's part of the Milan Weekly Podcast team. What kind of a title are we giving him? Director
of Style and Design.
Director of Style and Design, Sonny, thank you so very much. So, yeah, we just decided to do this and call you out live, and we're going to be talking after this podcast. So continue with the great work. Some great things coming up, and just stay tuned to all the Twitter feed and the Facebook and everything. Yes, Larry, bigger than Manscaping. And thank you to Anthony saying that the code still works, TVP. He bought himself some lotions. He bought himself some, what else?
MWP.
He bought some what did he buy himself? Anyways, he just says the wife loves it. Body wash. So guys, yes, Manscaped MWP code is still working and going strong. And before we get into the game, Steve, I did a little thing because there's a Milan Milan FIFA tournament going on, right? Milan Weekly Podcast is playing tonight. Last week we had Milan Club Montreal versus Boston in a friendly kind of game. They sent me the link to Twitch. Steve, I got a little excited. I haven't played video games in so many years. I bought myself a PlayStation. Now, getting into the groove of things.
Hold on, PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5?
4 Pro.
4
Pro. So I was thinking that maybe one of these days I get online, I put it on the Twitch machine, and you could just watch me and yell at me to all the stupid mistakes that I'm doing. An idea from there.
That's a good idea.
But Steve, you did share something with me because even you were part of the gaming scene this weekend. Can you please, to throw it back a little bit, paint us a picture? Bring out your inner Bob Ross and paint us a picture of what your gaming experience was.
Yeah, so spring break here in Canada for the kids, and one of the activities was going to Toys R Us. So we went to Toys R Us. My son wanted to buy a game. The game wasn't there. So on and so forth. Was really pissed off. I went out with my wife one afternoon. My kids stayed with my in-laws. And while my wife was waiting in line to get into a store, I looked over and there was an EB Games. I walked into the EB Games and I purchased WWE Battlegrounds.
That's right. And They sucked you in, didn't they, Steve?
Oh yeah, they did. Oh yeah. I was like these fish. I was exactly like these fish. Which, of course, let's throw in a little plug to a Milan Club World.
Yes.
Because I'm wearing the Milan Club Bordighera t-shirt.
Beautiful. Yes, and Milan Club World, definitely take a look at them. And Steve, who you been wrestling with? The Macho Man, Hulk Hogan?
Man. I bought Hulk Hogan. I bought my favorite wrestler of all time. Okay, besides Stone Cold. Stone Cold's my favorite. But number 2 for me is Razor Ramon.
Oh, I like it. Not Scott Hall, Razor Ramon. I like
Ramon.
it. We're pulling you in, but guys, that was our housekeeping. Thank you, Steve, for sharing that with everybody. But
and I also bought FIFA 21.
Oh, what do you have, Steve? PS4?
No, Nintendo Switch for my son.
Nice. I was looking at that. It's not cheap. These Nintendo Switches, like $400, $500. But anyways, we'll see if we could be playing against one another. But Stevie P, yesterday, it's 8:00. We got online with a couple of the Patreons. Everybody looking at the starting lineup. We gave our feelings. How about you, Steve? Looking at when the official lineup came up with the Tio Hernandez, not making the return of the inner Bob Ross. What were your feelings when you saw that Tio Hernandez not starting, Krunic in that position, sausage maker Castillejo? Your preliminary thoughts?
Well, look, I wasn't excited there, but when I saw the lineup, I looked and I thought of banter era Milan. And, I took my phone and I looked at those lineups and I said, we won games with those lineups. Who says we can't win this game? You understand? Did I expect them to win? Absolutely not. I was really, really hoping that they could keep a clean sheet and at least get out of there with a point. And, Verona has been playing well against the top 7 teams. There was a tweet out. I forgot who tweeted out. They're taking tons of points away from the top 7.
Yeah.
I think it's only Inter that's taken more points away from the top 7 than they have. And, I was expecting them to be the Verona that they were. But after the first half an hour, Vinny, I was like, I even tweeted out. I was like, well, what game am I watching? Like, this is the bizarro world. Like,
I think everybody was kind of expecting it. We joked around, like, hey, Krunic is going to be your man of the match, and everybody and it's like, what's going on there? Where's this? And now, guys, we're not going to pretend. Steve, I think we have said about Krunic in the past since we assigned him is that we always said, hey, he's doing his job, right? We never trashed on him because, and again, we never praised him because we didn't have that much opportunity to see him. But I don't know if it was a case of the guys gelling. I know Gio had said this is a match for heart, for Grinta. What was it that was so surprising with the team that we had on the pitch? What was so surprising to you calling it Bizarro World?
I just felt that, Verona was just giving away the ball very cheaply. And I'm not even looking at the Milan side. For Milan, attacking-wise, I felt like they were finding each other. We were seeing, again, the lack of quality in the Milan that we had. Krunic, Castillejo, and Salchicha Maker with Leao up on top, and I'm pretty sure we'll get into Leao a little bit after. It seems like they were kind of connecting, and even, us breaking their press from the back was very surprising. I find like we were finding an open man, and I think the guys were running for each other. And again, like you guys said in the pre-match show, it was a game of Grinta. I think they were playing for themselves. And on the Milan side, I saw the unity of these guys who don't get to play very much. On the Verona side, I couldn't understand what was going on. Like every time they were attacking, at first I was like, "Oh, here we go, another corner." They're getting a bit dangerous on corners, but they were just losing the ball very cheaply. And I think Milan didn't have to work that hard to get the ball back.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like Verona. I don't know if Verona thought they were going to come in and look at this depleted Milan team. Maybe we're going to have an easy game, but Milan was never in danger. Steve, correct me if I'm wrong. It doesn't seem like we were ever, oh my God, what a lucky one here. Maybe one instant that I'm forgetting, but it didn't seem we were in trouble at all.
I counted maybe two two headers off set pieces where someone got a head on it, and we lost our man in the box, and the header skid wide there, but never Gigio had to make a save or really got caught on the counter like we were getting caught in the past. I think Pioli, I don't know if he's going to admit it, but from what I saw and the way they were lining up, I think they were lined up in a 4-4-2, and it made a difference for them, for these guys in the middle. I think it made a difference for Kessie as well too, that he had a lot of guys around him that were ball chasing as well. I didn't understand Castillejo's position, to be very honest with you, because sometimes he was up top with Leao, and sometimes he was on the left, sometimes he was on the right, and I think he took away a bit from Salchicha Maker, who I think had a good game.
Yeah, and it's a good thing to say, because the last couple of ones, from what, like, when he came back from injury, weren't very impressed, but seems to be getting back on track. And Castillejo's still running like a chicken without his head, but it just felt that he was a bit more, I don't know, more concentrated. He didn't lose too many balls.
No, he lost a ton of balls. He's terrible in the final third, and he absolutely is muscled off the ball. And that's not his fault. I don't know how to make him gain weight and keep the asset that he has to keep, which is his speed. Guys, sorry. I just looked at it in the chat there. Adamo pointed out there, Tomori's header back to Donnarumma was a blunder. Yeah, not good. And I thought Donnarumma was going to come out injured from that one too. But back to Castillejo, yeah, David puts it exactly the way it is. Chicken legs. I don't get why he gets so confused. And I thought it was the Zlatan effect, to be very honest with you. I thought because he plays on the right-hand side and because he needs to feed Zlatan, I found that maybe he was getting confused with that. But guys, there was no Zlatan, and Leao wasn't doing very much. So I don't understand the confusion anymore with Castillejo.
Let's talk about Leao, Steve. Do you find that he did better than what we've seen the last couple of days?
No, absolutely not. Leao was terrible.
Okay. I found personally that I'm not going to say he played well, but I find he played better than the last couple of games. I just, I didn't feel him as lazy. And lazy guys, it's not like we're inside his head. Why do you say that to you it was exactly the same layout that you've seen on the other ones?
So Leao, and I've watched the past couple of games there where he needs to take this torch and run with it or show that he has his qualita and da Milan. We were punting some balls in the air and he was getting ahead to it, but no one was running off him. I give him a pass for that. But if you want to be that number 9, and he's not a small person, I seem like he's very tall. He seems like he's physically fit, but he can't hold the ball, or he wants to do too much. He wants to run before he has the ball, and that's not going to happen when you're trying to hold up the ball for your midfield. So I saw in the Verona game, they kind of switched it up a bit, and they were trying to play him ball to foot. And I think I said, you know what? That's probably going to get him to where he wants, right? Ball to foot. But then again, ball to foot, it's scissor and the flash. And I appreciate la fantasia, and I'm always in favor of players using that fantasia. But if you're tripping over yourself or you're not able to hold the ball at foot and getting pushed off the ball like he did, then don't tell me that he slipped. He's getting pushed off the ball. He's getting pushed around.
A moment of brilliance that Buta's mentioning was his play in the Dalot goal, right? The dummy, you just let it go.
Guys, that's not a dummy, guys. Come on.
Not a dummy.
He missed the ball. He missed the ball, guys.
You don't think he did that on purpose?
I don't think
he did that on purpose.
I don't think that, guys. We're giving this guy too much credit, man.
You think
maybe he left it, but that's not a dummy, guys. That's just he left the ball. Don't touch the ball.
By dummy, I meant he let the ball pass. He let the ball pass on purpose.
I don't think he let the ball pass. He was gonna take that ball, And I think someone behind him, Dalot or whoever it was, I think it was Castillo maybe.
Yeah.
I remember who laid the ball off, probably said, don't touch this ball anymore. Don't touch this ball anymore. And, back to Leao, and I go back and forth with everybody, and people are shooting me stats, and people are shooting me this and that. Guys, stats is great, and I appreciate people do statistical analysis, but guys, there's no stat for effort. Effort is something that is seen. And if you can sit there and say that Leao gives the same effort as someone like Castillo, or someone like Salchicha Maker, or someone like Rebic, because the other argument is we like to see Leao on the left wing. Guys, if everybody's healthy, I am telling you, Leao doesn't see the field, because in shape and healthy Rebic beats out Leao on the left-hand side every time, because the coach needs someone like that who knows what his role is on the left-hand side. And this is the worrying part, because when he does start on the left-hand side, the play is better, but it's not optimal. It's not something that, he's not a world beater here, guys. Let's be honest. Like, I love Milan. I love the shirt. But I can't sit here and say that he does everything right when he plays on the left wing. So now what do we do with Leao? And what's the excuse? What's the excuse next year? Because
do you trust him? Do you trust him?
I don't trust Leao.
So let's say in the youth, let's say who was mentioning there in the comments is like, we keep on doing this, right? We give up on our youth that easy. How many times are we going to do this and then regret the decisions? Well, Phil, which decisions have we regretted that we gave up on youth? Let's just say. I know we had a discussion about Locatelli. I know we spoke about Locatelli. That's another conversation. But Steve, who are we in the youth system in the last 3 to 4 years? Who do we regret letting go?
I think the biggest regret right now, and we would have never seen it, is Locatelli right now.
Yeah.
People are going to say, oh, but you let go of Aubameyang. But guys, go look at that team. Aubameyang doesn't make the team.
And nobody's going to talk about what's his name?
No, we can't go with
the Portuguese Silva. What's his name? Andre Silva, because now he started scoring. And in the last couple of years, he scores at the beginning. And I don't know, Cutrone, Sergio, I'm sorry. Cutrone, what is there to be embarrassed? I mean, like, to regret? There's nothing to regret about Cutrone. Is Cutrone been lighting up the goals no. At all, right? So, anyways,
I see Phil here with Pessina. Guys, you're looking at these people that have matured in a system. We see Pessina now at Atalanta. We're not guaranteed. We don't have that same system.
Yeah.
Pessina was part of a deal, and if I'm not mistaken, I don't know if it's the Kessie deal or the Conti deal to lower the price, right? So if it's the Conti deal, guys, for me, I'm gonna go with what I've always said about Conti, is that we just got really hard luck, and the kid is just really scaroniad. And I don't know, I would love to see a Milan now, March 8th, 2021, with an informed Conti like he was at Atalanta, with 2 not surgically repaired knees, playing on the right hand side.
I like that, and everybody's having good discussions here. Verdi, Adam saying Cutrone was a great sale. It was a fantastic sale, and obviously we cannot say that it was a fantastic sale at the time of the sale, but 2 years after the fact, Maldini did a great decision there. For what? It was 25 million.
It's very hard. We fall in love with players, and you know what? Does it hurt? Yeah, but in the end, these guys are paid a shit ton of money to see this, right? And to see the what's lacking in the Cutrones, that they're gonna pull the plug and sell, right? So for us, we can have an opinion on what the transfer is, but we'll only see 2-3 years down the line, right?
Nobody's come out, Steve, that became a superstar or an elite player around the world that we gave up on, not to my knowledge.
Look, supreme knowledge. I don't have them all in the back of my head. It would be something I would have to research. But
in the last 5-6 years, Brian Cristante and Petagna ripped it up with Atalanta after leaving Milan. What are they doing these days? right? But anyways,
To be very honest, you Brian Cristante never ripped up anything. He barely ripped up a piece of paper. Petagna, you're gonna say
he was good. Petagna, he was
well,
okay.
He went to Spal and he scored penalty shots.
Yeah. No, was it at Kievo? Wasn't even the secondary striker at Kievo all those years?
I remember him more from Spal and the move from Spal to Napoli, but
that's it.
Those are players, you guys. They're I'm not gonna say dime a dozen, but they're easily replaceable. You understand?
Yeah.
Someone like a Locatelli, for me, it hurts, but I don't think Milan would have got the best out of Locatelli, to be very honest with you.
Let's take it over to Patreon, Steve, because a lot of the questions do relate around the game, in our opinion. Husney's saying, "Hello, Vinny and Steve. I'm one of many who should apologize to Krunic. He's been putting some decent performances as a number 10. I don't know about decent performances, Husney, but is it because we're used to amazing Hakan that's shown in 2020, or the fact that Milan fans rarely give players time to grow? I remember the first half of last season when there was a lot of criticism on Benasser in his first few games." But that's the way the world works, right, Steve? I remember Benasser the first couple of games, nobody was, like jumping for joy for him. But Krunic, I don't think I know what he means by this question, but I don't think any of us should be jumping the gun on, oh my God, Dalot and Krunic Santa Subito. They need to be a starting line. It was a great game. Let's go with the consistency from there. So I don't know.
This was a great game where someone like Krunic, and I'm not going to put Dalot in there. He scored the goal. It was a nice goal. But the rest of the game, he was a liability and will continue to be a liability.
He was better on the left side, though. That you got to admit.
Yeah, I guess he was, but still a liability. At this point in time, we can't afford these liabilities. So I'm not going to give him. But I think Krunic played a good game. And, some people have to realize that when we're purchasing these types of players, it's for the role that we need them in. You understand? We need Krunic to cover. We need Krunic to play a little bit defensively. Now you're forcing him a little bit more offensively. Is he going to put it? Is he going to bend one like that every single game? If he does,
we'll take him.
Like, guys, let's face it. The Krunic free kick in the last year is the nicest free kick that we've taken.
It's true. Huh?
I can't think of another one. If someone has another one that I missed.
In the last, let's say from this season?
Go back to last season too.
I'm sure Çalhanoğlu scored some nice ones.
How many?
But how beautiful this one? No, I had to
exactly. Yeah. This was the nicest struck free kick that we've taken in almost 2 calendar years. That's a problem, guys.
So you got to look at it the other side of the coin as well. Is that it's great. Let's hope they continue on this march. But you were saying last year Hakan versus Atalanta. That was last year. Yeah, I remember that Hakan Atalanta. Everybody's Juan, Phil, David Garascio, Dino, and Gigi Lapatat. So Adam was saying Dalot is not worth the price for a backup. Guys, let's not kid ourselves. Steve, before yesterday's game, everybody was like, Dalot, send them back. We don't want to know nothing. All of a sudden, it's like, oh, maybe he was a straight loan. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Dry loan, right?
Dry loan, yeah. So they had no idea. They had no intentions of keeping him. But in the end, at the end of the season, Steve, you got to take in consideration a guy that's been in this nucleus of players at Milan for a year. If he comes cheap and he's capable of being a backup, you're going to be a backup. You're not going to be starting.
The price has to be right. But again, he cannot be a liability because in the next level of football that we want to play, you're not. We're going to have to pick and choose, and depending on how much money they want to spend, but you're not going to have $40-50 million backups, right? So,
and it's not with guys like Dalot they're going to push us through the Champions Leagues. Youssef, I'm like Steve, when he said we need to relax with all this Tomori hype, but I think we need to buy him for an economic point of view. The EPL clubs will have no problem paying him paying backs for him in 2 to 3 years' time. Steve, how about Tomori? How did you like his performance? And I like what he's saying is like, I don't believe the whole hype right now, but buying him for economical reason. If he is, Steve, what is it, 25 to 30? I believe the last times that I was reading.
I think if it's 20, 25 or whatever.
It's not 30, right? But would you pay? for a center back. From what you've seen, but okay, so if you would pay that money for a guy like that, what do you do? Who are you getting rid of?
25 million is not expensive anymore.
I understand that, but if you have Tomori, you're gonna have Gabbia, you're gonna have Kajar is probably gonna give you maybe a year or two. You have Romagnoli. You have what are you gonna do with all these center backs?
We need them. You just prove it this year. We need them all.
But a guy like Tomori, is he gonna accept being a bench player, or is Kajar gonna be accepting of being a bench player?
Well, there's a fight for two positions. There's three people that could take those two positions. Gabbia is the odd man out.
And as we said last week, what if Caldera comes back?
They're going to probably have to find a way to, Gabbia is a good loan option. Make him go play somewhere else. We have to start. Presidente keeps on saying he doesn't like loans. He thinks Milan should be loaning out players. Let's loan out Gabbia. Make him play,
At this point, get him some minutes. Gio says, "Hey guys, keep up the great work like always. My fellow Patreon members was right. Every time I wear a jersey before the pregame chat, we win. Sorry for not wearing one for the derby." So he's apologizing on Gio. You got to give it to him. He's been Patreon since day one. On a side note, and Gio, thank you for sometimes being on there. It's 5:00 in the morning for you in California. You're number one. On a side note, Patreon. Ray Lopez, if you're listening to this, trying to reach out to you just to say a huge thank you for your fantastic monthly contribution. I've been sending you messages. Just want to say a personal thank you. Thank you to you. And if you do listen to this, please reach out to us, Patreon messages. Thank you very much. We really appreciate it. So that was just Gio. He doesn't like to ask questions. He just likes to give us, his well wishes. David, hello, Vinny and Steve. This is Montreal David, not Philly David. He's still on the bus. Vinny is starting to become the Vinny Nostradamus with predictions on goals and man of the match. One question for you guys, if you had to add another player to Milan's, by the way, David, it's not roster. To play to Milan's roster, which position would you like to bolster and why? Take into consideration that we still need to re-sign a keeper, midfielder, and striker, which will probably play a big factor. Steve, I don't believe there's even a question about the position you would like to bolster, and it's on the right-hand side, is it not?
Yeah, the right-hand side, and imagine, the right-hand side for me was something that I said from the beginning of the season. I repeated it again at the Winter Mercato. I'm going to repeat it again now. But
how? Okay, so
the performance of Leao or whoever else you want to put there. Rebic didn't look good there either. But the performance of the people who tried to take Zlatan's place at the striker position, I'm starting to edge more towards we need a goal scorer. We need a top end, high end, really working hard type of goal scorer.
Because Zlatan's going to give you possibly another year. And, it's we love Zlatan. I love you at Sanremo. But in the end, we need to build future-wise. And Zlatan, you are going to give us possibly one more year, but we need to think about the future because we don't want to have a Band-Aid solution as in 2011 after we won the Scudetto, Steve. And then all these Senatoris just retired and we have nobody else to play. We had no backup plan. So, no, definitely. But you were talking about the right-hand side. And how sad is it that he was talking about upgrading sides, and we would have to upgrade that side to start playing at a high Serie A level. We're not even getting into Europa League and Champions League. So I get you with the striker, but priority would have to be that right-hand side. I don't see how, because striker-wise, at least you have some sort of players that can help you out throughout the whole maybe 6 months a year. But that right-hand side, just to get into Serie A level, and you've seen what playing, 2 to 3 games a week, what has happened to Milan with a team like this that doesn't have the depth. So, but I get you on the striker as well. Was it they call him up, right? Roback?
Yeah.
No. I'm just saying, at least if somebody gets injured, we have somebody on the bench.
There's no choice.
The left side needs to be addressed too. Majority of the goals we consider coming from the left-hand side. So we have multiple multiple things to bolster.
Yeah, 3K. And I don't know if 3K has listened before, and I agree with you. But the left-hand side is, why we concede a lot of goals on the left-hand side. We attack from the left-hand side because we can't attack from the right-hand side. So, I go back and forth with these Interisti friends and Juventini friends. Theo Hernandez needs to sit. Theo Hernandez is always out of position. But guys, our attack starts from Theo Hernandez. Like he picks up that ball, and I'm not defending him at all, right? And I've always said that combination of, it's very key for Milan that when Theo and Rebic play on that side, Rebic is doing a lot of work, guys, that there's no statistics for on covering for Theo Hernandez, right? And we're not including Kessie, and we're not including Benacer, whoever plays of the double pivot on that side. But again, guys, if we can't attack, if we need to start an attack from the left-hand side, and we can't do it from the right-hand side, imagine having two options. Maybe he's not out of position all the time.
We've been seeing a lot of the kinks in the armor in the last couple of games. Would it be? I have a bad feeling in my mouth when I see him throw himself on the floor when he's becoming a la Castillejo, where he's doing everything correctly, and it's just that last touch or last pass. And I kept on mentioning it, Steve, and I think I mentioned it to you. Why doesn't he take the same course as Gareth Bale? Go from a left back to a winger. I don't see why it's such a crazy idea. Then again, we would need somebody back there to actually replace, which is.
Look, you can replace it. I'm not a big fan of that. I think he's a left back, and he should stay left back. Gareth Bale was a different story. He's super fast, and much more touch than Theo Hernandez. Let's face it. And then after that, you see now that even at that. As a left back, does he want to be the left back? He's not the best left back in the world yet. So, you're gonna move to left wing,
Yeah, and again, we have nobody back there. Paulie saying, "Good evening, guys. Not to overhype or carried away with Tomori's performance, but yesterday he played on the right side of defense in place of Qajar. He has previously played on the left side too, which is impressive versatility. Do you football connoisseurs, well, thank you, think his arrival has brought healthy competition to the defense? Romagnoli seems to have responded positively to being benched and played well at Verona. No one in the defense was feeling pressure from Duarte and Musacchio, Forza Milan." I like what Paulie's bringing. Do you think that it's been more of a healthy competition, specifically, mentioning the Musacchios and the Duarte, those guys, Romagnoli and Qajar weren't in fear for their starting position? What do you think about Paulie's comment?
Yeah, I think it's a very accurate comment that it is a competition now. Benching your captain, we talked about it, takes a lot of balls, and he was able to do it. And Tomori answered to that, and but we have to see this is, we're seeing sample sizes. Let's see next year. You understand? Let's see that competition again next year. And I think we need that competition because, as we see, Qajar can't play all the games, Romagnoli can't play all the games, and Tomori can't play all the games. And Romagnoli, has he responded well to being benched? Yes. But there were also two games that were really in his favor, to be very honest with you. Udine really didn't offer much. Verona didn't really offer much, but I think he was much better against Verona than he was against Udine, where I found he was more aggressive.
No, that's true, but I still like maybe the healthy competition. But somebody's going to take an axe right on the lineup, and I agree with you, Romagnoli. It's been better, but it's not like, oh my God, Romagnoli's back to being, to the level that we remember him being at, right? Mm-hmm. We're going to go directly on a side note, Steve. Before we get into Twitter, I've been seeing a couple of these accounts. Would it be a Milan podcast, Milan reaction videos, guys from Milan boys or Milan guys, and some of them writing down, you guys, inspired us to do our own podcast. And even this guy Miguel, I'm gonna be reading one of his questions. I remember him saying, you guys are an inspiration. And I love how there's nothing to do with jealousy or taking away. I love that here we are, Stevie P and Vinny T, just two guys, friends for 20 years, talking about Milan and inspiring guys to do their own thing, right? So I just love when I know you're on the Twitter machine more than me, but I just love.
I don't know, and I see the comments, and my comment is consistent, right? It's keep on putting out the Milan content, guys. It's not only me and Vinny. We have our opinions. I am very strongly opinionated, as you guys can see. But everybody else has their own opinion, and I welcome that. And it's it makes me very happy that guys that are much younger and are starting to do their own thing and different things and getting their opinion out. But in the end, the old guys are always going to be right. So too bad.
On that note, ask Vinny and Steve from Juan Salazar. My overall perception of the season is that we've overachieved, especially with the number of injuries we've had. And I personally wouldn't be surprised if we don't qualify to Champions League this season. Am I wrong to think that we've overachieved, or was this team destined for Champions League? Let's go with the overachievement question. I think that's not even in doubt, Steve.
If you're a true Milan fan, and I'm not saying true, like I'm saying if you're a realistic. True is bad. A realistic Milan fan, the overachievement is
definite. Yeah,
definitely.
We've been overachieved.
No one thought we would be in second place.
But to his thing, is this team destined not to? Was this team destined to finish in the top 4?
Absolutely not.
Oh,
no.
Starting at the beginning of the season, I'm with you. But now that you've seen the performances of the other teams, are we not destined to finish in the top 4?
Not really. I think that other teams still have some fight in them, and it's gonna come up to character. And I don't know, like the run that we went on last year, we were kind of out of it already. So there was no way we were gonna reach 4th place. It's a different mindset when you have that. You're not expected to reach 4th place.
Yeah.
What's impressive is for 22 weeks, we stayed in 1st place. That mindset is what I liked, right? And this is what I tried to explain to everybody. I was happy that this young team, one of the youngest in Serie A, was able to stay by hook or by crook, by penalty shot or VAR call for 20-some-odd weeks in 1st place. That's something. Now we're going to see where we were always looking behind us and seeing who was trying to catch up to us. Mm-hmm. That's why the Spezia game really pissed me off. But now we're looking ahead, and we need to look to Inter, who today played against Atalanta, parked the fucking bus, took one shot on goal and won.
One shot
on goal and won, okay? So don't tell me that it's only Milan that wins lucky and it's only Milan who wins ugly. Guys, in a season like this, you're going to take every win. And hey, guys, after the game, go look. Yeah, I'm talking to you, Francino. Look who celebrated in the locker room.
Even Nima's there. He's even... They were excited, no, Steve?
They were excited. They were celebrating. Remember celebrating was bad, Vinny? Just a couple of weeks ago, celebrating was bad. And now look at this. Everybody's allowed to celebrate. Everybody. Yay!
Gasparini didn't celebrate.
Yeah, but Gasparini...
What did he say? He goes, si vede che quello è l'anno dell'Inter. We'll see, Nima. We'll see where...
That's great. That's great.
But in the end, Steve, even those years that we saw Juventus pull off these horrible games still getting 3 points, they got the 3 points. And let's be honest, Steve, if we would have won a game like that with one shot, would you not have been laughing right now? Yes,
yes. Of course. And I laughed so many times during the season of games that we shouldn't have won. We'll go back to the Lazio game. Did we think we deserved the 3 points against Lazio? No, but we won.
Did you see that Mr. Conte not only have got a new haircut, but he goes, the Scudetto, yes, he goes, now I have 40 euros. So he doesn't have any 10 euros anymore. Now he has 40 euros, and he's walking into 100 euros.
Thank God he has 40 euros because Sun Ying doesn't have 40 euros, that's for sure.
To Miguel saying, would it be better for us to focus on Serie A for a top 4 finish or win the Europa League to enter in the Champions League with the heavy amount of fixtures till the end of the season? Miguel, I know on paper, Europa League, but let's be honest, we do have Manchester coming up. This would be, you would have to go through another 4 teams, Steve. I think the Serie A would be more injected in my freaking knee with a snake. Yeah. On paper, Steve, you got to go for Serie A to be realistic to go all the way to the champ. I hope, right? We go as far as possible, even for money-wise.
This is another thing, guys. We said it last week. I'm going to repeat it again. Teams bust their balls to make Europa League. Then they get into Europa League. And when they get eliminated, they say, Europa League doesn't matter anymore. This is 2 competitions. Next year, knock on wood, it'll be 2 competitions, but instead of Europa, Champions League. Still 2 competitions. Will we upgrade? Yes. Will it be the same players? Absolutely not. But you have to start getting the mindset of playing more than once a week. And Europa League is a good avenue. And again, if something goes horribly wrong in the Campeonato, you need Europa League to get into Champions League. It's an extra spot. There's a prize there now. It's not UEFA Cup of 1999. This is a spot in the Champions League.
And I think the ball is round, Steve, as you say, right?
Exactly. And the ball is round. And, we'll talk about Manchester United a little bit later. But look at Manchester United, guys. Manchester United and Milan. Can we say they're on par in terms of prestige? I can say it.
Yeah.
I have no shame in saying that Milan and Manchester United are on par.
Mm-hmm.
Manchester United has that tripleta that we don't have, but I still put them on par. We have 7 Champions League. They don't. They're in Europa League. They went to Europa League with Mourinho and they won it. Yes, they were out of the Campeonato, but we need to be able to play. Serie A is important, yes, but you have to balance it out. He has to find a way to balance it out.
Especially, we don't want to be embarrassed against Manchester United. I want on Thursday that we show up and we can show that we can play, even with a young team like this, that we can play against these Manchester Uniteds and these are
the teams. Look at Manchester United this weekend. There's a Presidentes question. You'll get to it in Twitter. They beat a really informed Manchester City, and I watched the game. They beat them. It's not like they were a bit lucky. Again, you need a bit of luck, but they beat them. And that Manchester City team, they have their EPL title almost wrapped up. They're looking at Champions League now. So
we'll see where we go. What else do we have here? Presidente asking, Manchester beat Man City, and some folks on Milan Twitter are in panic for today's Europa League match at Old Trafford. Are you guys also worried? No, because there's no expectation. I'm expecting my team to show up, but to me it's like, Manchester United, let's go. Why should we be afraid? Why should we take Manchester? It's not like Manchester United has been running wild like Hulk Hogan and beating all these teams and been top of the EPL for 10 years. Why should I be nervous? Because they beat Man City?
I don't take that. And again, that's Milan Twitter looking at just sample sizes of Manchester United. Do Manchester United have great players? I think Bruno Fernandes is doing great at Manchester United. Do they have some youth products? James on the left and the Rashford up on top. Martial when he plays, yes. Guys, they have Harry fucking Maguire. $90 million center back, guys.
What did you call him the first time? Mark Maguire.
Archie, they're gonna have Henderson in nets. They have De Gea, they have Henderson. Either or for them in nets, I think is even. Or we have Gijo, that's even. Our defense, I think backs and center backs are much better than theirs, and our midfield, to be very honest with you, when in form and healthy, can compete. I'm not gonna say that they're better, but they can compete. But it's 2 different games, guys. This is not a Serie A game, guys. This is a European nights game. And
I'm excited.
I'm excited. And Manchester United, for these kids to go play at Old Trafford, and I feel bad for Zlatan that's hurt, because I think that would have been a good revenge match for him. But the English Premier League, it's all about speed. That's the only thing I'm worried about. That type of speed and that physicality. Will we be able to take that on for 90 plus minutes away at Old Trafford, and then again another 90 plus minutes at San Siro with a depleted team? It's a tough task, guys. It's not going to be easy. Am I afraid? No, but it's not going to be something that's easy.
But I'm relishing this nice matchup because it's been a while. It's been a
while, but guys, let's again manage the expectations, guys.
Yeah.
We're not gonna see Kaká with white shorts and the red and the black go around two guys. There's no scene.
Leao's not gonna go around the Maguire.
We'll see Leao. Actually, this matchup is great for him. This is the matchup where I think he'll be able to make me say, you know what, he played if he's focused and he's ready for this Manchester United match, I think this is the type of matchup for Leao that will make him win over a lot of people. Serie A is very slow. The defenders are very seasoned. EPL is just go, 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 go. And that's what he likes to do. Put his head down and go, 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 go.
So you heard it here first. Nostra Polillo saying that Leao might have a great game on Thursday. It's 1 p.m., eh? Yes, 1 p.m. So we're going to have to get off of work a little early. Gigi La Patate, this team seems to react better when facing higher adversity. How would you explain that? Gigi La Patate always with the pointed questions, but there's nothing to be explained, Gigi. I don't know what, maybe they ate their Wheaties that morning. I don't know the group. It was basically Grinta, Steve, because I don't know what else. The chemistry of the players are just being fed up of being on a skid.
This week, it's unexplainable, Gigi Blapadat. I don't know where this came from. I don't know where that Grinta was. From these players who have, we've asked to put a couple of minutes. Is it because, there was no expectation of them to come out with any points? Maybe, and are we going to ride this? And they showed that they can play. Maybe not for a long period of time, but, a lot of the guys who stepped in, the Metes, the Kruniches, Castillejo, Salchicha Maker, that rotation there, they proved, Dalot, that they can hang around. But again, you have to ride this wave now, and let's see what they do.
Exactly. And last but not least, Steve, hello from Seattle, from Pastore91. Steve, do you think Milan should continue with Pioli next season? I personally think that what he has done so far, let's stick with him for at least another year. We'd love to see what he can do in Champions League. That would be a first, Steve, keeping a coach for, this is what, it would be a year and a half that he would be on.
Yeah, again, for continuity's sake, I think, yes, I agree. I would stick with him. Depending on the results of the season, right? And he will be judged harshly. Unfortunately, the manager takes the brunt of the blame. The people, whatever position we fall into, they're not gonna make him forget that he was in first for 22 weeks. If he slips out, knock on wood, we don't. But if we do slip out of fourth and don't make a Champions League, this will be deemed as a failure of a season. Everybody could agree about that. Will they stick with him another year? I don't know. Again, if we don't make Champions League and you don't want to stick with him, who are you going to replace him with?
And, what's his name? Ragnick, no? Ragnick, we're going to get him back.
Ragnick, he has all kinds of job offers now.
Stevie P, already at 50 minutes. How about, I don't know, do you have any brioche of the week or maybe an indigestion if you want to start off with an indigestion?
I kind of said my indigestion there, where I think it's a bit hypocritical of all the Interisti fans who, for 22 weeks, were so annoyed and appalled by Milan celebrating wins when we were in first place, and yet 2 weeks that they're in, 2 weeks that they're at the top of the table.
They're 17 points in first, right, Steve?
They've celebrated for 2 consecutive weeks, and no one's allowed to say anything about that. So I think that's my indigestion. My brioche of the week, guys, is I've tweeted it out on Twitter. I'm a big Mihailovic fan. Yes, I know he played with Inter, but I remember him more at Lazio. Not only because he coached Milan, I just found that he was a hard-nosed player. a real guy that if I had a team, I would not want to play against. I want him to play with me. As a coach, look, guys, am I saying he's the next coming of Carlo Ancelotti? No, but I think the players respect him. And guys, my brioche for him is that he's super healthy and over the scare of his health problems. But man, could that guy dress? If you check out Twitter, this guy is wearing a suit. Not only does he have the Coppola like me, which I think he took from me, to be very honest with you, but we're not gonna make anything with that. But today or yesterday, he was wearing University of North Carolina off-white Air Jordan 1s underneath his suit pants. High tops. Go check it out. We retweeted it. Fantastic, guys. That's just, it's the Italian style. You gotta love it. And I give my brioche to him.
My indigestion is good. I mentioned it. Conte talking about having 40 euros. Sorry, Conte. Anybody at Inter, you shouldn't be talking about any kind of money right now, especially in the situation that we think you guys are in, but taking a shot at Juve, like, remember, what was that, Steve? It's like you gave me 10 euros and you invite me to a 100 euro restaurant.
That's just stupidity.
Now he's at 40. Now he's at 40 euros, and that.
But now with COVID and all the things, like he has 10 euros.
Oh, okay. Now he's at 10 euros, and feel good moment. I think if you look back at Krunic's reaction from his goal, I think he was a little confused, and then he was doing the heart, and he was running, he was trying to do the heart. It's just like, I loved it, just the emotion in his face, and the team chemistry, seeing everybody, even when Dalot scored, everybody's like, just that team chemistry. It's been a while, and it was a really good feeling to see.
I want to know from the people, you tweet us out, and I want to see it on the comments. Was Dalot shot a no-look shot?
I think you're saying
I don't even think he looks at the net.
No, he doesn't. I think when you saw the highlight, he's still looking down. Is he not?
That's it.
Yes. Then he looks up and he scores from that.
Yeah.
And we're all like, "What? That went in? That went in?" Guys, we do have an important board of director meetings coming up. Me and Stevie P with Presidente. Check it out. The Milan club, tournament is going on. Twitch is streaming that. I believe, President, if you're in the chats, I think they're down to 32 teams. I'm not 100% sure.
We gotta share the Twitch.
Where is the Twitch, Steve? Looks like it came out FIFA. That looked like it came out of FIFA 21. That goal, yeah, seriously. Leading 3-0 on aggregates. Milan Weekly Pod. So you see, practicing on FIFA 11, FIFA 12, Steve. It came out. Dalot said he tried that shot in training all the time. Okay.
Yeah, right.
Paul, I don't know if you're.
Yeah, right.
Vinny, go on WhatsApp. President, how am I supposed to share my WhatsApp to my computer? Naya, President. Hold on a second. Twitch.tv, Steve. Okay, let me scrive it over here somewhere. Steve, are you scriving it on the... Hold on. Okay, guys. We'll have to go on the banner here.
Hold on. I'm sending it to you.
You good?
I have to send it to your email, right?
And how am I going to share it?
You open up Twitch and go into the...
Oh, yeah. That's a very good idea. And this is the parts of... I should have just done that myself, Did you send it already?
I'm sending it now.
Presidente will have to edit this out. So let's go have a look. Where are you at? Entertain the listeners of Stevie P. Okay, guys, twitch.tv. Okay, let me just open up a freaking thing here because I didn't get your email. Oh, hello. Here we go. Okay, so share. Are they going to block us this time, Steve?
I don't think so. It's Twitch. We were already streaming to our own Twitch.
Yes, I know, but...
and this is FIFA.
Intercepted.
Oh,
I just heard
look at
Samu
this.
Castillo. You know what I want to see, Steve? I would like to see a team lineup like the lineup that we had on yesterday. Then you could impress me.
Hey, look, Leao lost the ball in FIFA too.
So
guys, go check it out. They're playing right now. So throughout the... Oh, what's going on over here?
Well, no stopping him. This could square the game. Ball is loose.
That's exactly what kind of goal we would get.
Exactly what we needed.
The goalkeeper
Oh man. All right, guys. So check it out there on the Twitch channels. Everybody's been playing. Stevie P, any final words for everybody?
Guys, look at what happened against Verona, guys. We managed our expectations and we came up with 3 points. And that's just exactly what this Milan has been doing for quite a long time. And I'm really happy about this Verona game for that reason. I know Verona sucked, but in the end, if the team plays for, and I hope the starters who are injured looked at that game and said, you know what, because it bought everybody a lot of time to recuperate. It eased a bit of the tension with Milan, and it bought a lot of those guys some time to recuperate. And we'll see what happens on Thursday. Hopefully, we can get some people back. If it's not Thursday, against Napoli, hopefully we'll get more people back. And then we're looking at that other Manchester tie home at San Siro for us to try to pass in Europa League and again continue on in the league.
We will see each other possibly. Yes, I'll see if I can make it on Thursday night with you guys and try to keep Tommy just talking about the Europa League and not Juventus and the Milan Zavsaki. If not, we will be back on Monday, Stevie P and I. Guys, once again, thank you for supporting, downloading, watching Patreon. It's just overwhelming. Thank you for joining in every Monday. Thank you for freaking out if we're 30 seconds late. We love the anticipation. And that's all I got, Stevie P. So we bid you adieu ovunque e sempre.
Forza Milan!
Till next week, guys. Ciao.